James Cameron's Titanic swept the world off its feet in 1997, becoming one of the most iconic films of all time. The love story of Jack and Rose, portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, captured hearts, while the supporting cast brought the grandeur and tragedy of the ill-fated ship to life. Now, 27 years later, fans are curious about the lives and careers of the stars who made this epic unforgettable. From blockbuster successes to personal milestones, this article dives into where the Titanic cast is today and how their lives have evolved since making cinematic history. Gloria Stuart, born on July 4, 1910, had a remarkable career that spanned across many decades, but she will forever be remembered for her iconic role as Old Rose in Titanic, 1997. At the age of 87 when she filmed the movie, Stewart portrayed the elderly Rose, recalling her memories of the doomed ship. Her deep emotional connection with the character added to the film's poignancy. Despite being a Hollywood veteran, Stewart's life had its share of sorrow. She experienced a series of personal losses and professional setbacks but found new fame late in life with Titanic, which earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Stewart was married once, to artist Arthur G. Miller, and they had one daughter. Her marriage ended in divorce, and she never remarried. Gloria Stuart passed away on September 26, 2010, at the age of 100 due to respiratory failure, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and grace in both her career and personal life. Bill Paxton was born on May 17, 1955, in Fort Worth, Texas. In Titanic, 1997, he played Brock Lovett, the treasure hunter obsessed with finding the heart of the ocean. At 42, Paxton portrayed a character whose pursuit of treasure transforms into a quest for emotional understanding after hearing Rose's story. His career, though full of notable roles, was marred by personal struggles. Paxton's early life in Texas was not particularly glamorous, but he found solace in acting, making a name for himself with movies like Aliens, 1986, and True Lies, 1994. Despite a successful career, Paxton faced tragedies, including the untimely death of his father and his own health problems. His marriages were complicated, marked by the strains of constant work. Paxton was married to Louise Newberry from 1987 until his death, and they had 2 children. His life took a tragic turn on February 25, 2017 when he passed away at 61 after complications from heart surgery. The actor's untimely death left fans and friends devastated. Bernard Hill was born on December 17, 1944, in Manchester, England. In Titanic, 1997, Hill played the stoic and commanding Captain Edward James Smith, who tragically goes down with the ship. At 52, Hill brought gravity to a role that demanded a mix of professionalism and vulnerability in the face of disaster. His early life was shaped by working-class roots in Manchester, and he found his passion for acting in local theatre. Although his career flourished, with roles in films such as the Lord of the Rings trilogy and Gandhi, Hill faced personal challenges. His relationships and family life were marked by periods of instability. A low point came in the early 2000s when a lengthy divorce left him emotionally exhausted. Despite this, he continued to thrive professionally, keeping a low personal profile. Hill passed away on May 5, 2024, at the age of 79. His death marked the end of an illustrious career, but his final years were filled with quiet dignity, staying away from the limelight. David Warner was born on July 29, 1941, in Manchester, England. He portrayed Spicer Lovejoy, the ruthless bodyguard of Cal in Titanic, 1997, a role that showcased his sinister presence. Warner was 56 at the time and brought an unsettling intensity to his role, making Lovejoy a memorable antagonist. His career spanned decades, with notable roles in The Omen, 1976, Tron, 1982, and Titanic. Warner had a turbulent personal life, with an early marriage that ended in divorce and a long period of isolation after that. His first marriage to actress Sheila Fay produced a son, but their relationship was strained, ultimately leading to separation. In the years following, Warner struggled with alcohol addiction and the pressures of a career that often pigeonholed him into villainous roles. His later life found him battling health issues, including cancer, and he passed away on July 24, 2022, at the age of 80. His death due to cancer came after a period of reflection and some public reconciliation of his past, leaving behind a legacy of incredible versatility in film and television. Bernard Fox was born on May 11, 1927, in Woking, England. In Titanic, 1997, Fox played Colonel Archibald Gracie, a brave and chivalrous passenger who helps others during the sinking of the ship. At 70 years old when the film was made, Fox brought gravitas to the role of a character who embodied honor and courage. Fox's career was filled with ups and downs, having begun in the 1950s with roles in British television before finding fame in the United States. He was part of the Titanic cast during a period of late career recognition, yet his personal life was far from peaceful. His first marriage ended in a bitter divorce, and he had difficulties maintaining relationships, despite having children. Later in life, Fox faced health problems and dealt with the loss of his closest family members. Fox passed away on December 14, 2016, at the age of 89 due to heart failure. His death marked the end of a storied career that had spanned decades, and though he had enjoyed professional success, his later years were marked by loneliness and health struggles. Elsa Raven, born on September 21, 1929, in the United States, was 68 years old when she portrayed Ida Strauss in Titanic, 1997. Ida is shown in the film as a steadfast and loving wife who refuses to abandon her husband, Isidore, during the sinking of the ship. Elsa's career spanned several decades, with notable appearances in films like Back to the Future Part 2, 1989, and The Amityville Horror, 1979. However, despite her success as an actress, Elsa's personal life was marked by a sense of isolation, as she never married and devoted much of her time to her career. She experienced the painful loss of loved ones and struggled with periods of loneliness. Elsa passed away on November 2, 2020, at the age of 91, from natural causes. While her career was filled with both minor and major roles, she is most remembered for her poignant portrayal of Ida Strauss in Titanic, a character whose loyalty and love transcended the tragic events of the ship's final hours. Lou Palter, born on November 3, 1928, in the United States, was 68 years old when he played Isidore Strauss in Titanic, 1997. In the film, Isidore is portrayed as a wealthy businessman and co-owner of Macy's who remains with his wife, Ida, as the Titanic sinks. Lou Palter had a long career as a character actor, with numerous appearances in film and television, including roles in The China Syndrome, 1979, and The Golden Girls. However, his life was not without its struggles. His career was marked by the difficulties of being a supporting actor in a competitive industry, and though he was married, his personal life faced challenges, including the loss of close family members. Despite the emotional weight of his personal tragedies, Lou's acting career remained stable throughout the years. He passed away on May 21, 2023, at the age of 94 due to lung cancer. Despite his later health issues, Lou Palter continued to work well into his 80s and was remembered fondly for his contributions to film and television. Barry Denon, born on February 22, 1938, in the United States, was 59 years old when he appeared as the praying man in Titanic, 1997. His character offers a quiet moment of reflection during the chaos of the Titanic's final hours. Barry Denon had a lengthy career in both theater and film, with prominent roles in Jesus Christ Superstar, 1973, and The Shining, 1980. While his professional life flourished, Denon's personal life was filled with challenges, including a series of broken relationships and the loss of close friends. His later years were complicated by health issues, including a significant decline after a fall in 2017. Barry Denon passed away on September 26, 2017, at the age of 79, due to complications from that fall. Despite the struggles in his personal life, Denon is remembered for his strong presence in both stage and screen performances and for bringing depth to the minor, but impactful, role of the praying man in Titanic. Shay Duff, born on February 26, 1931, in Ireland, was 66 years old when he portrayed the pubkeeper in Titanic, 1997. The pubkeeper is a minor but essential character who helps create the authentic social atmosphere of the ship, serving as a warm and friendly presence in the midst of the opulence of the Titanic. Duffin had a varied career, appearing in films like The Commitments, 1991, and The Boxer, 1997, but his life was often overshadowed by personal struggles, including health issues and the loss of loved ones. Although he was married, Duffin faced personal difficulties throughout his life, particularly later on, when his health deteriorated due to heart problems. He passed away on April 23, 2010, at the age of 79, after complications from heart surgery. Despite these personal hardships, Duffin's contributions to both film and television remain significant, and he is fondly remembered for his work on Titanic as well as his other acting endeavors. Leonardo DiCaprio, born on November 11, 1974, was 23 years old when he portrayed Jack Dawson in Titanic, 1997. Raised in a bohemian household in Los Angeles, DiCaprio's childhood was marked by challenges, including his parents' divorce and financial hardships. His breakout role in Titanic catapulted him to worldwide fame, and he went on to star in critically acclaimed films such as Romeo and Juliet, The Beach, and The Revenant, for which he won his first Academy Award. Known for his commitment to environmental activism, DiCaprio has used his platform to support climate change awareness and other global causes. While he has been in several high-profile relationships, he has never married and has no children, preferring to focus on his career and advocacy work. Now 50, DiCaprio continues to be a prominent figure in Hollywood, with recent roles in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Killers of the Flower Moon, maintaining his status as one of the most influential actors of his generation. Kate Winslet, born on October 5, 1975, was 22 when she portrayed Rose DeWitt Bukater in Titanic, 1997. Growing up in a working-class family in England, Winslet faced criticism for her appearance in her youth but overcame these challenges to establish herself as one of the most talented actresses of her generation. Her portrayal of Rose brought her international fame, leading to a string of acclaimed roles in films like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and The Reader, the latter earning her an Academy Award. Winslet's personal life has had its share of ups and downs, including her marriage to director Sam Mendes, which ended in divorce in 2011. She later married Ned Rockwell in 2012 and has 3 children. Known for advocating body positivity and mental health awareness, Winslet is also a strong supporter of environmental causes. At 49, she continues to shine in both film and television, with notable roles in Mayor of Easttown and Avatar: The Way of Water, remaining a beloved figure in Hollywood for her acting skills and resilience in the face of public scrutiny. Billy Zane, born on February 24, 1966, was 31 when he played Cal Hockley, the arrogant and possessive fiancé of Rose DeWitt Bukater in Titanic, 1997. Zane's career began in the 1980s with supporting roles in film and television, but it was his role in Titanic that brought him widespread recognition. Despite this, his career did not sustain the same level of success afterward, and he became more involved in smaller, independent projects. Zane's personal life included an engagement to actress Kelly Brook, but the couple never married, and he has no children. He faced challenges in finding significant roles following Titanic and also dealt with financial difficulties at certain points. However, Zane has maintained a presence in the entertainment industry, acting, producing, and pursuing philanthropic interests. Now 58, Zane remains active in independent films and continues to use his platform for various causes, though his career never reached the same heights as his role in Titanic. His life has been marked by both missed opportunities and a desire to continue creating in his own way. Kathy Bates, born on June 28, 1948, is best known for her role as Molly Brown in Titanic, 1997, where she portrayed the lively and courageous socialite who stood out for her kindness and strong sense of independence. At 49 years old during filming, Bates brought a warmth and empathy to her character that contrasted sharply with the cold, aristocratic passengers on board the ship. Bates, whose career spans decades, became a prominent actress after her Academy Award-winning performance in Misery, 1990, though her life wasn't without its challenges. Despite her success, she struggled with body image issues and underwent a battle with ovarian cancer in the late 2000s, which she overcame. She has been married twice, though both marriages ended in divorce. She has no children but has spoken in interviews about the pain of not being a mother. Today, Bates continues to act and is 76 years old, living a fulfilling life after surviving health battles and continuing her work in Hollywood. Frances Fisher, born on May 11, 1952, portrayed Ruth DeWitt Burkhardt in Titanic, 1997, where she brought to life the cold, calculating mother of Rose. At 45 years old when the film was made, Fisher played a character obsessed with maintaining high social standing and forcing her daughter into a loveless marriage. Fisher, who had a prolific career on stage and screen, faced her own challenges. She was in a long-term relationship with actor Clint Eastwood, and they had a daughter together, but the relationship ended in the mid-1980s. Her personal life saw more ups and downs with her struggle to balance motherhood and career. Fisher faced a turbulent period during her 50s but continued to thrive in acting. She remains a respected figure in Hollywood, currently at the age of 72, still active in the industry, and she has remained mostly out of the spotlight in recent years, living a private life. Victor Garber, born on March 16, 1949, in London, Ontario, Canada, was 48 years old when he played Thomas Andrews, the ship's designer, in Titanic, 1997. In the film, Andrews is depicted as a dedicated and noble character, working tirelessly to ensure the safety of the passengers as the Titanic sinks. Garber's career spans over 5 decades, with notable roles in films like Argo and Legally Blonde, as well as a celebrated stage career. He was nominated for Tony Awards and is widely recognized for his versatile talent. Off-screen, Garber's life has been marked by personal challenges, particularly the passing of his longtime partner, actor Rainer Andreessen, in 2023. Despite the grief and loss he has experienced, Garber remains a respected and active member of the entertainment industry. Now 75 years old, he continues to work in television and film, though he often speaks about the importance of resilience and the lasting impact of loss on one's life. Susie Amos, born on January 5, 1962, in Oklahoma City, USA, was 35 years old when she portrayed Lizzie Calvert in Titanic, 1997. Lizzie, Rose's granddaughter, is an essential character, bridging the past and the present by helping Rose recount her memories of the Titanic disaster. Amos began her career as a model before transitioning to acting, with roles in films like The Usual Suspects, 1995, and Rocket Power, 1999. Though she had early success, her career was often overshadowed by personal difficulties, including a high-profile and ultimately failed marriage to actor Sam Robards. In 2000, she found happiness when she married Titanic director James Cameron, and they have children together. Despite her professional accomplishments, balancing a public career and family life presented challenges. At 62 years old, Susie Amos now lives a more private life, focusing on her family, environmental activism, and occasional public appearances. Her choice to step away from acting has allowed her to prioritize her personal passions and maintain a peaceful life away from the public eye. Jonathan Hyde, born on May 21, 1948, in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, was 49 years old when he portrayed Bruce Ismay in Titanic, 1997. Ismay, the managing director of the White Star Line, is portrayed as a man driven by ambition and self-preservation, even at the cost of human lives. Hyde has had a successful career spanning film, television, and theater, with memorable roles in Jumanji, 1995, The Mummy, 1999, and The Monster, 1994. His career flourished, but his personal life was often turbulent. He endured a difficult marriage that ended in divorce and faced the painful loss of family members. Despite these emotional challenges, Hyde continued to find success in his work, though his personal life was far from easy. Now 76 years old, Jonathan Hyde is still active in his career, though he has shifted towards smaller roles in television and theater. He has largely kept his private life out of the public eye, preferring a quieter existence after many years of professional success. Donaghy Nuci, born September 15, 1968, was 29 when he portrayed Fabrizio in Titanic, 1997. Fabrizio, Jack Dawson's loyal and spirited friend, brought energy and optimism to the film, representing the dreams of many immigrants seeking a new life in America. Donaghy grew up in a working-class neighborhood in New York, with Italian-American roots, and his early career in Hollywood was marked by a series of small roles. Titanic gave him significant recognition, but his subsequent roles didn't achieve the same level of success. His career has been filled with ups and downs, with roles in TV shows like The Mentalist and The Secret Life of the American Teenager. Donaghy has been married twice, first to his childhood sweetheart, and later to his second wife, with whom he has 2 children. His personal life has been marred by struggles in maintaining relationships, with divorces and challenges as a father. Now 56, he continues to act in television and film, but his career remains steady without major breakthroughs. He has largely stayed out of the public eye in recent years, leading a quieter life focused on family. Ioan Griffith, born October 6, 1973, was 24 when he portrayed Fifth Officer Lowe in Titanic, 1997. Lowe's bravery and resourcefulness as one of the officers who returns to rescue survivors after the sinking showed his courage in a crisis. Ioan's early life in Wales was marked by a love for acting, which led him to a successful career in both British television and film. After Titanic, he starred in Horatio Hornblower and Fantastic Four, achieving fame and recognition. However, his career went through a decline, with a series of films and TV shows that didn't resonate with audiences. Ioan's personal life took a hit when his marriage to actress Alice Evans ended in 2021 after 14 years. The couple has 2 daughters, but their separation was highly publicized and difficult for him. He has since remained focused on his children and career, which has been relatively quiet in recent years. Now 51, Ioan continues to work in both film and television, although he has not reached the heights of his early career. Ioan Stewart, born October 8, 1957, was 40 years old when he played First Officer Murdoch in Titanic, 1997. Murdoch, calm and authoritative, tries to manage the chaos of the sinking ship, reflecting the pressure on the crew. Ioan's career began in British television, and his role in Titanic gave him international recognition. He followed it up with roles in The Man Who Would Be Queen and Red Road, though he never gained the same level of stardom as his Titanic castmates. His personal life has had its share of struggles, including a difficult marriage that ended in divorce. He has 1 child from this marriage. Ioan's career experienced a downturn after Titanic, with a few sporadic roles in smaller projects, leaving him somewhat out of the spotlight. He faced financial hardships as well, struggling to find steady work. At 67, Ioan has largely faded from the public eye, living a quiet life away from the Hollywood limelight. Johnny Phillips, born on September 5, 1963, played the role of Second Officer Lightoller in Titanic, 1997, a character who was diligent and methodical, following orders to the letter during the disaster. At 34 years old when filming, Phillips brought a sense of seriousness and responsibility to the role. However, his life has been far from easy. Although he began his career in television and film, he faced difficult periods in his personal life, including struggles with mental health and periods of financial instability. He married early in life, but the relationship ended in divorce, and he has no children. His career also saw its ups and downs, with occasional high-profile roles but many years of difficult and often unseen work. Despite these hardships, Phillips continues to act and direct in various productions. Now at 61 years old, he maintains a low profile, focusing on smaller, more intimate projects in the theater and television, having found some peace and stability after the turbulent years. Richard Graham, born on May 10, 1960, played Quartermaster Rowe in Titanic, 1997, a steadfast and composed crew member responsible for steering the ill-fated ship. At 37 years old during filming, Graham's portrayal of a character working under immense pressure highlighted his professionalism and calm demeanor during chaos. In contrast, Graham's own life has been marked by personal struggles and professional frustrations. Though he found steady work in television and film, his career never reached the heights many expected. He faced early hardships, including financial difficulties and a brief but tumultuous marriage that ended in divorce. He also struggled with the pressures of fame, often feeling overshadowed by more prominent actors. Despite these challenges, Graham remained committed to his craft and worked in a variety of smaller roles in television and theater. He has 2 children, who are now adults, but his family life remains private. Now 64, Graham continues to work sporadically in the entertainment industry, focusing on local theater productions and personal projects, having found solace in the quieter aspects of life. Mark Lindsay Chapman, born on September 8, 1954, portrayed Chief Officer Wilde in Titanic, 1997, a seasoned officer tasked with overseeing the ship's operations and responding to the crisis. At 43 during the filming, Chapman conveyed authority and experience, reflecting the character's expertise and leadership under pressure. Chapman's personal life, however, has been marred by tragedy. He had several failed relationships, including a marriage that ended in divorce, and he struggled with alcoholism for many years, which caused severe turmoil in his career and personal life. Chapman also suffered from periods of financial instability, often finding himself on the verge of obscurity despite his talent. He does not have children, and his family life has been described as fractured. Chapman faced a series of public and personal setbacks, from battling addiction to coping with the loss of close friends and colleagues. Now 70 years old, Chapman remains out of the public eye, living a quieter life away from Hollywood's spotlight, with an ongoing commitment to sobriety and recovery. Charlotte Chadden, born in 1975, played Madeline Astor in Titanic, 1997, the young and elegant wife of John Jacob Astor. She was 22 at the time of filming and portrayed a gentle, reserved woman caught in the upper echelons of society. Chadden's early life was filled with aspirations for a career in acting, and she quickly gained recognition for her talent. However, her career after Titanic faced several hurdles. Her personal life was marked by difficulties, including failed relationships and struggles with self-esteem, particularly in the wake of her early success. She has been married twice but has had difficulty maintaining a long-term relationship. Chadden is now 49 and continues to act, though she's mostly taken on smaller roles in film and television, far from the limelight she once enjoyed. While she has no children, she remains active in charity work and advocates for mental health awareness, using her past struggles to inspire others. Ron Donaghy was born on April 26, 1956, in Edinburgh, Scotland. He portrayed the Master-at-Arms in Titanic, 1997, a dedicated and disciplined officer responsible for maintaining order aboard the ill-fated ship. At 41, Donaghy's character was a symbol of authority and duty in the midst of chaos. Donaghy's early years were marked by a deep passion for acting, which led him to the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama. His career took off with roles in television series like Doctor Who and The World's End. However, Donaghy faced numerous personal struggles, including financial troubles early in his career and strained relationships. His marriages were complicated, and despite having a daughter from his first marriage, his family life was far from stable. At 68, Donaghy is still active in his career, but he continues to reflect on his earlier years of hardship, battling with both personal and professional setbacks. His story is one of perseverance amidst challenges, as he has managed to remain relevant in the industry. Eric Braden was born on April 3, 1941, in Bredenbeck, Germany. In Titanic, 1997, he portrayed John Jacob Astor, a wealthy and composed passenger who was tragically lost in the disaster. Braden was 56 at the time of filming and brought a dignified presence to his role. Braden's life before Titanic was marked by both success and turmoil. He began his career in Germany before moving to the United States, where he found success in both television and film. Despite the fame, Braden faced personal struggles, including the pressures of a demanding career that led to a difficult divorce. His relationship with his second wife, a woman he married later in life, brought stability, but he still faced public scrutiny over personal matters. Braden has one child, a son, whom he has managed to keep away from the public eye. As of today, at 83, Braden lives a quieter life, focusing on his family and maintaining a legacy in television, especially through his long-running role in The Young and the Restless.
Who is your favorite character from Titanic? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.